we got us a new CJ video. This is the trial of Thragg, Viltrum's final boss. Now look at me. That man Thragg is something vicious. No spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, come back in a minute. But that man Thragg is something vicious. Off the first punch alone, I knew he wasn't nothing to play with. He's a problem. He's a problem. Let's get it.
Everyone's so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy. No way he lives up to the hype.
A few moments later.
I got this!
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. What are you here for?
Take his
to
off.
worship me?
Take his bro. A backhand took off his jaw and his arm. A backhand took off his jaw and his arm. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, bro, oh my God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what time it is. Court is now in session because it's time for a trial. And it is for none other than the crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy. Viltrum's final boss, Grand Regent Thragg. So, y'all already know how this works. We got the evidence and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say, this is some of the most damning evidence of characters.
Nigga. This alone let me know he was no joke.
Ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say,
this lock-in into it's so fast. It's so fast. That shit is crazy. I had to, bro, when I react, I was like, yo, I have to pause it. What the fuck? That's a fucking demon. That's a demon. That's a demon. Look at him. That's a demon.
Some of the most damning evidence a character has ever had. So, without further ado, Exhibit A.
Big Thragg.
All right, let's get down to business. Exhibit A, Thragg's rise to power and his multiple atrocities. Now, we actually got a glimpse of Thragg's backstory right here. And just from this backstory alone, you could already tell that Thragg was a crazy ass nigga because this man is responsible for multiple horrible atrocities. So let's start off with example 1. This one planet was trying to start a rebellion because they were fed up with the Viltrumites' rule. So they decided to blow some shit up and retaliate. So the Viltrumite higher ups, or Argall's council, whatever the hell you want to call them, had a meeting to discuss of what they should do about this rebellion. Now, Krieg and Thetis were basically arguing the whole time because Krieg straight up proposed that they should just decimate the whole planet to show the strength of the Viltrum Empire and strike fear into the species that was trying to rebel. But Thetis, on the other hand, proposed that they shouldn't decimate their planet because the Viltrumite rule over this species was cruel and inhumane. And he thought that since this species showed some type of pushback against their oppressors, that's
literally like showing that they got heart. Being a Viltrumite is showing that you're strong. You know what I'm saying? That you got the willpower. They was dead ass trying to show they had the willpower to kind of try to stand up to you niggas.
Was an act of strength, and Viltrum should respect it because their main core value was strength. Now, while they kept yapping, Argall decided to shut both of them up. Then he asked Thragg, "Young nigga Thragg, my crispy apprentice, what do you think we should do about this minor inconvenience?" And Thragg straight up said that these creatures were so weak that their weakness was an offense to the natural order of the universe.
Oh my
God. We should educate them on why they're so ass. And after hearing Thragg's rant, Argall was like, "Now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them niggas 25% of their population."
Literally.
This man Thragg is responsible for this race losing 25% of their population. A quarter of these niggas was wiped off the map because Thragg thought they was weak as hell. Now, let's move into example 2. His first day as Emperor.
Man.
Now, after Argall got
Man, this nigga was tripping. I'm like, hold on, bro. Cause like real shit, y'all squabbling. Y'all don't know who's who. Like, y'all saying destroy the weakness. What the betrayal or whatever the fuck? How do you even know who's betraying? They all just eyed each other and just started beating the shit out of each other. I'm like, this don't make sense. This This wasn't. I don't. This. Right.
Assassinated and took a big ass shank to the skull from Optimus Prime. They had a massive funeral for this man, and it was broadcasted across the entire planet. So after Thragg was done giving the eulogy, he does what is quite possibly one of the craziest things a leader could ever do. He said that there is a sickness in our society and it needs to be cut out. So he points at this melanated brother behind him and asks him, do I look fresh today?
I like it, cut G.
You
I
lying.
don't believe you.
Off with that nigga head.
He decapitated this brother for no reason at all. He chopped his head clean off to make an example out of him. So after he just murdered this dude in front of everyone, this man gets on the mic and says, "As my first command as Grand Regent, I, Thragg, hereby officially announce the first ever Viltrum Culling Games. Seek out every single sorry ass nigga in our population and eradicate them. Purge every weak nigga from our population." So after Thragg gave this speech, all hell just broke loose across the entire planet.
Nobody knew who was doing what. They was just beating each other's ass, bro.
The Great Purge began. Viltrumites just started killing each other off one by one, so they could weed out every person they considered weak. And
just
it wasn't
ripping
just
each other
the adults doing it too. It was the kids as well. Look at jumping this little nigga. Got jumped by 3 other kids that got stomped out to death. This was just straight up horrific. And I'm gonna keep it a beam. This had to be one of the worst ways to ever find out who was weak or not. Because what this was a battle royale. Anything could happen.
Literally. All of a sudden, you think you in a 1v1, now you getting jumped. Hold on. I don't even know if you don't even know if I'm weak or if I'm a traitor. Now you just jumping me all of a sudden? Y'all niggas ripping me in half? What are y'all jumping me for? I thought just no faith of a one-on-one, no nothing? Oh, hell no.
You could literally get cheap kills off of niggas for third-partying another 1v1. They could be 10 times better than you. Or you could literally wait until their 1v1 was over and they were at half HP. And just come behind them and sneak their ass. Like, this shit is stupid. And God forbid a nigga ran into a motherfucker like Conquest. Because that was just instant death. It didn't matter how strong you were.
Bro, listen. Conquest didn't give a goddamn, a zippity fucking doodah about if a nigga was a betrayer or not, or if that nigga had the sickness or not. He just, niggas think I'm fighting to save the day, when really, nigga, I just like to fight. That's how he was, bro. That's how he was moving. He just, like, he felt the blood and was like, yes. No. No, nobody. No, do not redeem. Don't redeem it, please.
Ran into that nigga. Bro. That is just straight up bad RNG. And at the end of this purge that Thragg started, it led to half of their population getting wiped out. Billions of Viltrumites died because of this purge. And those billions of bodies are on Thragg's head, because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're at our 3rd major atrocity. And that was his invasion on Telescria. This nigga pulled up in a big ass Star Destroyer and started burning this city to the ground in the...
Bro, that one nigga is such a bitch, bro. Just let that shit right through. I didn't want to die. You think they gonna keep you alive? You think you gonna live a good life? You think they gonna worship you because you let them through? Oh, you got another thing coming. They don't like betrayers. You did that for nothing. You was gonna die regardless, nigga. Either die or be a fucking slave, jackass. You died for no reason.
Destroying everything. Millions of innocent people were getting boomed and vaporized while this man was just sitting in his ship and looking down on all this death and destruction. And there is a high probability that this man would have probably just scorched the whole planet if Mark and friends didn't destroy his ship and make him tweak out about losing Argol's skull. But I think that we can all agree after looking at these 3 atrocities that this man Thragg is just a straight up space tyrant, because there is nothing more that this nigga loved to do than conquer civilizations and spread bloodshed wherever he went.
Literally. Jesus. Invading, yup, killing millions, wiped out half his race, killing a random black man, 25% of a population. Jesus.
Exhibit B.
Boy.
All right. Exhibit B. Putting the fraud allegations to rest. Man, oh man. The amount of people that were caught.
I doubt bro survived that. How come Daddy's so strong? He's like over 3,000. He's a Viltrumite, aka the Betrayer. I feel like he's stronger than that fraud Thragg. Oh my God. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I did have my doubts. I did. But I wasn't putting him on fraud watch. Cause a nigga you never seen squabble, you gonna call him a fraud? A nigga you never seen squabble, you calling a fraud? I had my doubts. For sure, I had my doubts. I was like, bro, ain't the Viltrumite shit based off age? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's like the oldest, so like the other nigga might have him type shit. But like, I ain't never call that nigga no fraud. You're bugging.
Allegations to rest. Man, oh man. The amount of people that were calling Thragg a fraud before episode 7.
Speaking of Aura, I need Thragg to do something. The way Invincible's comic is be hyping him up. He's on fraud watch
Was
right
just
now.
flat out insane. Like, we're now in a era where if a new character ain't doing some shit like ore farming or putting belt to ass to niggas in the first 5 minutes of they screen time,
They gonna call him
putting
fraud,
them on
yep.
fraud watch. People were actually calling him a fraud before he even threw his first punch. Now,
That mother.
watch. People were actually calling him a fraud before he even.
Everybody that said that nigga was a fraud, come to the front and center. Front and center. Look at how that nigga, he is terrified. Nolan is terrified. A Viltrumite, nigga, he done killed plenty of Viltrumites. That nigga is in dead ass like, oh my God.
Threw his first punch. Now, if you were a part of the crowd that was calling Thragg a fraud before all this happened, all is forgiven. As long as you sign this document.
Oh God, the media convinced me it was bad casting. I only looked at his jawline. Was not aware of his true power. I didn't read the actual comics. The Betrayer convinced me he was weak. I was jealous of the Viltrum Empire. I'm sorry for my behavior, and I will hereby respect Grand Regent Thragg. You gotta sign that.
Internet.
Listen, I had my doubts, but I was not calling that nigga no fraud. Not until I seen how he was squabbling, bro.
By the end of the trial. Now, everyone should have known.
I'm putting Thragg in the fucking. I'm putting Thragg in our Tamagotchi life. I'm stealing. Need that. I'm putting Thragg in there.
Thragg was all about that action the moment the coalition pulled up to Viltrum. Because they pulled up searching for this man just for him to meet
First of all, I got a deadass question. How the fuck did they know that they was coming? You know what I'm saying? Like, I still don't know that. Time zones. What? You just talking. I'm gonna let you have that.
at the front door. Bro said, you ain't even gotta search for me, gang. I'm right here and I'm ready to throw down. So Thula comes from behind and sneaks Status in the back. And all the other Viltrumites end up surrounding them. Because Thragg set up an ambush because he knew they were gonna try to track him down and kill him on Viltrum. So he sicks his minions to start jumping the coalition. While he just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to move from the spot he was in.
Literally.
Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at him. And all he did was move back a couple of inches.
Literally.
This man didn't give a flying
about that fucking laser.
One-shot him.
Now, mind you, that laser was putting holes through Viltrumites. He did not give a flying fuck. I was like, oh, this nigga's on business.
Just straight up had the confidence to know that that shit wasn't hitting him. So the first person to actually try to fight him was Omni-Man. So Nolan flew in and tried to hit him. But all Thragg did was move back a couple of inches again and make Nolan hit straight air. Then Thragg flew above him and winded up a punch from the heavens. And if you take a look at Nolan's face right here, you
fear. Oh. Fear. Oh, shit. Here we go again. Yo, hold on. I need that soundbite. I need that soundbite. Hold on. Bless me.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Literally.
You can tell that he is clearly thinking,
damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Yo, that first, listen, sent that nigga into, bro, Bro.
He really about to rock my shit.
Yo. Like, he tanked it, but this off one punch? Nolan, no Viltrumite is hitting it. He sent that nigga straight down to earth. He tanked it, but he sent that nigga straight down to earth with force.
Thragg punched this nigga Nolan so hard he turned into a living, breathing meteor and made him crash all the way down on the surface of Viltrum. So after Thragg hit Nolan with a stage change, Thragg came down and tried to hit Nolan with some good old talk no jutsu. He was telling him, "Nolan, big dog, come home. Why are you fighting for these sorry-ass, weak-ass niggas? Thetis' sorry-ass killed our emperor and brought us to damn near extinction, and you wanna align with that Autobots roll-out sounding-ass nigga?" But Nolan tried to tell Thragg that he was a changed man now, and he was done sipping from that Viltrum Kool-Aid to be a brainwashed space tyrant. So after Nolan tried to get Thragg to stop and surrender, Thragg looked at Nolan dead in the face and said, "Oh, Nolan, how far you fallen. Looks like that Earth Coochie really made you a soft
Earth
ass
Coochie.
nigga." So
Lamau.
Thragg winds up a punch that was so strong it created a vortex.
Bro. A vacuum. A vacuum. It created a vacuum. It created a vacuum and pulled in a Viltrumite. Y'all not hearing me. It created a vacuum and pulled in a Viltrumite. Are you understanding me? That's bro. That shit has its own gravitational fucking pull. Gravitational pull. Come on, man.
And he hits Nolan with a Shoryuken from hell that sent Nolan flying all the way back up into the stratosphere. So after Nolan got sent back to outer space, the next person that tried to step up was everyone's favorite useless purple punching bag, Oliver. Now, before we observe what happens to this half-insect buffoon, I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before this fight starts. Roll the clip.
Roll the
Why is
clip.
everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
Now, as we can see, Oliver is basically representing everybody that put Thragg on Fraud Watch. He himself was not believing in all the hype, even after his dad straight up told him, "However strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger."
Literally.
But Oliver, being a hard-headed ass
literally.
nigga and not listening to any of the warnings
Nathan.
about Thragg, ended up being on the receiving end of one of the most brutal scenes in the series. Oliver flew in to punch Thragg, but Thragg stops him with one hand. Then he crushes
that
Oliver's
nigga's
hand
hand.
and grabs him by the arm when he tried to get away. And you can see it in Oliver's face when he finally realized that he fucked up. And he should have listened to his pops the whole time.
Yep.
But it was all too late for him. Thragg backhands Oliver so hard, his
Knocks
jaw
that.
falls off and his left arm got snatched.
Jesus.
Oh, man. Attempted murder and tackle on the child abuse. This nigga Oliver is the most useless person on this squad. He was a waste of space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see, at least Tech Jacket knows her role. Sit in the back line, shoot your Viltrumite debuff darts at him, and get your assist. She's being a good support character. Oliver, on the other hand, is that one brain dead DPS on your team that—
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Tech, she did her shit. She was cooking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, she was very vulnerable, and I was scared for her, right? But she did her big one. However, Oliver, I'll go and I'll hype him up, and I'll be like, "Okay, Oliver. All right, Oliver, I see you learning a little bit." And then he do that. And then he try to go one-on-one with the Thraggiest nigga of them all. You not built, Oliver. Your dad not built like that. So I know Invincible not built like that. You not even built like Invincible, twin. You not. You not built like Invincible. Invincible not built like Omni-Man, and Omni-Man not built like Thragg. Play your parts. Your support. Be support. Be support. Literally, that's all you gotta do.
that goes into a fight alone, dies, and asks where the team was at as he's feeding the other team. This nigga is just straight up garbage. This little nigga was talking crazy as hell, all for him to get his jaw broken off and not being able to talk again for the foreseeable future. Fucking trash can, bro. So after Oliver got humbled by Thragg, Mark tried to rush in on Thragg with a rage boost, all for Thragg to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames of all time, then stopping his punch with his hairline. Then after he showed Mark his fresh lineup that he got right before this battle, he gives him a left and a mean-ass gut check, then grabs him by the neck and pimp slaps him out of Viltrum's orbit.
Literally through the box.
Oh my. Get the shit slapped out of him. He slapped the taste out this nigga's mouth and made his whole head do a 180 before his whole body got put in reverse. Not gonna lie, gang, just for this, I'm giving him an extra attempted murder because this pimp slap was uncalled for, bruh. So damn disrespectful. Then after he pimp slapped Mark, he flew up to my glorious King Battle Beast, rocked him in his jaw, then grabbed his jet.
Bro, Battle Beast said, finally. That nigga said, no. That nigga said no. You just can't, like, there's nothing you can do, twin.
Then threw him to a whole other solar system because we don't see him again for the rest of the fight. Just for doing that to my goat, that's attempted murder. Because throwing Battle Beast like a toy into deep space is actually insane. So since everyone was getting dog walked by Thragg, they decided the best thing to do was to just destroy the whole planet. So space.
I ain't gonna lie, this was a very fucking tough scene. This was I ain't gonna lie, Nolan did his big one. This was a great fucking idea. It came back to bite you a little bit, but this was a great fucking idea.
Tracer shot his infinity ray at the planet, and Mark, Nolan, and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up. So after these three blew up the planet, this sent Thragg over the edge. This man looked directly at Thetis, locked onto his target like he was
straight. I choose death, huh? I choose death. Huh? What that mean? What that mean? I don't remember. I didn't say that one. I choose death. Oh no. That wasn't in the options, bro.
The heat-seeking missile and ripped Thetis' head clean off of his shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just straight up murder. They just didn't even get a chance to react. All he saw in his last moments was Thragg's crispy ass hairline, blitzing him at Mach speed. Then he displayed his head to everyone, then crushed it into mush while telling everyone they're next. So after he sent Optimus Prime back to the Bayverse, he grabs Nolan with no hesitation and just starts to lay the smackdown on this nigga. While Nolan couldn't do anything, he couldn't fight back at all. Thragg then low-key started hitting Nolan with the Superman Injustice 2 super move, just yo-yoing his body with punches. Then Mark came in and tried to help out, but he gets punched in the throat and he can't breathe anymore. So Nolan tried to attack, but he gets his wrist shattered. Then when Mark saw Thragg flying towards him, his fight or flight senses kicked in. Because Mark hit the jets and just tried to skedaddle. But Thragg was chasing him and he was on his ass. Look at the expression on Mark's face right here. This is the face of a man who is terrified and is running from death itself. So Thragg grabs Mark and starts giving him ferocious back shots. Then after he finished giving Mark back shots, he had him hoisted up and he was about to end this man's existence right here. But Nolan comes in and saves Mark at the last second. So after Mark got saved, Mark asked, "Dad, how do we beat him?" And Nolan looked back at his son and said, "Son, we're cooked."
Beat him? Beat? Oh, you thought we were winning? Oh, we're not winning. This was to slow him down a little bit.
Lord have mercy, Thragg gave Nolan the Viltrumite special technique. That is just flat out attempted murder. Then Thragg grabbed Mark by the neck again and gave him a headbutt that was probably heard around the cosmos. Then he started to squeeze his head and he was going to crush Mark's head just like he did to Thetis. But at the last second, Thragg decides to stop because he realized that too much Viltrumite blood has been spilled. So he lets Mark off the hook and leaves him for dead in space with his father and his brother. This man Thragg shut those fraud allegations up real quick, cause he just straight up wiped the floor with everyone. Omni-Man got left with his guts hanging out, Mark got put into another coma, and Oliver had to get put in a Bacta tank with a new shiny mechanical jaw in a
literally new jaw, new arm,
prosthetic arm to go with it.
Jesus.
Exhibit C. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our third and final exhibit. Exhibit C, PTSD and holding Earth hostage. Now,
I ain't gonna lie. That nigga's PTSD was bad, bro. I thought he was gonna end up killing somebody because he had the PTSD so bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Thragg put belt to ass to the coalition and left the whole family for dead in space. Mark thought they were going to go to Earth and destroy everything. So when Mark finally recovered from the beating that Thragg gave him, it is revealed that Mark got his ass beat so bad, he got PTSD. But not just your regular PTSD. This nigga Mark got specifically post-thragmatic stress disorder. Not gonna lie, I think we haven't seen a case of PTSD this severe since Slade did this shit to Robin.
On God. This is dead ass what it's, yo, word for word, bar for bar. This is the type of PTSD that nigga got. This sums it up completely. Nigga was getting his ass beat in his dreams, like in his visions. Nigga was in full conversation with his little shit, with his mom, in full conversation. And then boom, you switch into something and you're watching them die. You're watching them die. I would have been like, my crew, let's roll. We getting up off Earth, bruh. We getting up off Earth, bruh. Fuck this shit.
Cause Mark was tweaking out so hard he was seeing things just like Robin was. So let's go through some of the examples real quick of how severe this actually was. Example 1. Mark finally comes back home to see his mother for the first time after the war. So this was supposed to be a heartwarming moment, but it goes south real quick. While Mark was talking to his mom, he looked away for like 1 second. And when he turned around again, he sees Debbie getting choked out by Thragg. And Thragg tells him, this is the smallest repayment for what you did. And rips Debbie's head clean off.
Bro.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit got me for a quick second. Cause this happened so fast it felt like a jump scare. Bro really thought for a second that he saw his mother get her head ripped off before he finally snapped back into reality. But this was only his first post-thragmatic stress disorder episode. Because there were more hilarious to come. Example 2. Mark and Eve were having a very important conversation about how life's been for her since Mark left. And she was about to give him the whole lore dump of what all happened when he left. So right before she was about to tell Mark that she was pregnant, she gets her head snatched by Thragg. And Thragg starts to hold her up above Mark and tells him, you took away what I loved. Now I'm taking what you love, little nigga. So he starts to squeeze her out and crush her face. Then her other eyeball ends up
just popping out
before he finally kills her in front of Mark. Then throws her lifeless body right back at him. This nigga Mark was going through hell. He was living a nightmare because he couldn't tell if this was real or not. Eve had to snap this man out of the genjutsu that he was stuck in because he was actually stun locked. Now, let's observe example 3. Mark is giving the debrief to Cecil about the war and was low-key about to ask him for a therapist. Now, while their conversation continued, Mark closed his eyes, and the moment he looked back up, he sees Thragg giving Cecil the Viltrumite special move. And while he had his body lifted up, he told Mark, just to let you know, I'm still in your head, and not even therapy can repair the shit I did to you. Then he throws Cecil's lifeless body to the side like trash. And after this, Mark just started hyperventilating because he was having a panic attack mid-PTSD till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and brought him back to reality. So after Mark went through like 3 post-thragmatic stress disorder episodes, Mark decided to go on a flight to clear his head. And while he was out flying, he sees Thragg again. So Mark, thinking he's having another episode,
I thought it was episode 2.
And starts to think in his head, This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. So when Mark opens up his eyes again,
that nigga
Thragg was still there. And he told him, yes, little nigga, we indeed are here. And this was when Mark finally realized that the Thragg standing in front of him was
real.
Indeed
Yup.
the real Thragg.
Yup.
So Mark starts tweaking out and begins to hit Thragg over and over again. But Thragg just took all of this with no reaction. Then palmed to Mark's face and threw him back to where he started. Then Thragg told him, stop, little nigga. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk. So Thragg gives this man a little smile, then tells Mark, here's how this is about to go down, little nigga. You took our home.
Mark got that dog in him. I mean, there's only so much dog you can have. I ain't gonna lie. Matter of fact, yo, I'm taking my few peoples. Have Earth. We'll go live on that other shit. Have Earth. Y'all can repopulate. Do what you do. Have it. Have Earth. Have the Earth, bruh. Have the Earth, bruh. At this point. Real shit. What are Powerpuff Girls when you need them? Lamau.
So now, we're taking yours. So from this day forward, we will be using Earth as a breeding ground to repopulate our forces and rebuild our empire. And don't worry, they've already started. Krieg done cracked like 6 of your Earth holes already. And one-eyed motherfucker's having the time of his life right now. And Lucan is already famous. He's been hosting this show called Family Feud under an alias name. Steve Harvey or some shit. But that's besides the point. What you need to know is this, little nigga. You're going to let us coexist with you. And if you don't, we will rip this planet in half. Also, I will need to acquire the location of your planet's best barbers. Their services will be needed. So Mark has to agree because he basically has no choice. And Thragg officially takes the entire planet of Earth
and you can't do shit.
and turns it into a Viltrumite breeding farm.
He's like, I told when I took this over, I said I wouldn't let our race die. So we finna fuck all your bitches, and you can't do nothing about that. You gotta sit there and you gotta take that, bruh.
The verdict. Ladies and gentlemen, after observing all of this evidence and tallying up this long list of charges, this is a pass with flying colors. This man Thragg belongs in the elite category for menaces. He pulled off this list of charges in 3 episodes, gang.
Literally.
That is like a new record for Charles or some shit. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because the files on this man are going to continue over the years. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And until our next trial that is coming up very soon,
Pain trial, finally. Okay.
I bid y'all farewell.
W. Oh, wait. Yeah, that nigga Thragg something serious, something vicious, bruh. Hey, man. Listen, I don't want no problems. I want no problems with you, biggest bro. I swear I don't want no problems with you, biggest bro. Swear. Just the tip is crazy, bruh. Yeah, that nigga Thragg different, bro.